Now let's see. What do you see? Well, hi there. How's everyone? How are you doing? How's everyone? It's been a few years since I have made a video, but I have been extremely busy creating other things, and I am excited to tell you about that. Um, a publisher and a producer. I produce and I'm also doing one with Dr. Sadiki Che Baye, who's doing the program, the men's room, and that celebrates Black men in our country who are doing fabulous things for their community. Because I feel that one of the things we must do is control the narrative when it comes to us, our young men, our children, and ourselves, women, because we also deserve that. And there's just a lot of things that are going on now, which is very exciting and has kept me quite busy. There's a lot of emphasis on not teaching Black history in this country, and that's another topic I plan to do something about, to share what I can with the people I know who are into Black history and our journey. And one of the things I just have been mulling over in my life is that the term Black is not who we are as a people, neither is African American. We should be calling ourselves indigenous Americans, because there is no part of this earth, because we are the world's original pip of who we are. So that's I want to get into a lot of different things and topics, but I will tell you my production company, the part of my company that does productions, we will be doing things that are culturally appropriate for our people, something that's going to support each one of us and our children, and enhance our history, because the power we have is in before. But for the last few years, pre-COVID and a few years before, I lost my husband of 50 years. Yeah, I'm getting old. So that was traumatic. And then I lost another dear sister, maybe a year before that. And that kind of, all this has kind of taken me off my center. One of the things that I got from that, my husband is was an avid reader, and he insisted I start my own publishing company. So after he died, I started doing that, but it takes lots of money and tons of time. I am publishing books now for Black people, and I want to do as many Black books as I can, or Indigenous American books as I can, because that's who we are. And you have to remember, the legacy of writing is ours. We're the ones who invented that process. The libraries, the books we write, and the books that are in Timbuktu. Those books are the most ancient. The libraries that keep them, the paper they're written on, all that belong to us. And we need to own that and tell our children that, because no one is going to tell our history the way we can tell our history. And we have the most dramatic stories to tell. So I'm delighted to be here and delighted to be back to talk about my favorite subject, which is writing, something I do like breathing, anticipate, because we're the most interesting people on the planet. We have the most wonderful history in the world. So let's get busy and do that. And I will help in any way I can. So this is something that I'm going to be doing. First of all, let's do a little business here. We're going to review my books, so you're kind of get an idea of who I am. If for you who have not listened to my program before, uh, to just get familiar with my book covers and my writing. Okay, you can look it up. We're on Instagram. You could not on Instagram. We're on uh, Amazon.com. You can easily call them and order the books, or call me directly. Use my website, or you may use text me. You can do email me. It's fourthwardpublications@gmail.com, and I will send you the book right away. Okay. So to review my books, let's do that first. So I just want to go over what we've done in the past. I don't know if you can see this very well. This is the first Stones Along the Path. And I have to kind of turn it because it's got the lighting here. And this is the first book, The Artword of Stone, by my brother, Louis Charles Hargro, who is an excellent artist. I have many in my family, and I had a wonderfully talented father and mother, and they all taught us to do everything. We're very versatile people, and even though some of us do not practice the artwork, we all can do it. And there's many crafts that we do. You know, from sewing to knitting, you name it, we got it all covered. Anyway, here we go. Part two of that book is on the past part two. And my third book, this cover is done by my nephew. You see what I mean by a talented family? Here we go. This is Walking Among a Gift. This was a gift from Japan to America after the Second World War. And one of the things they said, you may have won the war, but guess what? We gave you kudzu. And it grows everywhere and anywhere. And there are a couple of videos on my YouTube site if you want to look that up and see how it grows, because it grows on everything. And I think and I've seen it grow on top of houses, cars, whatever. You don't know what's under there. It's like a complete sheet of green plants that continues to grow and grow and grow. Look it up. They also have people who make tea out of it and different medicines. So it's a very special plant. There are lots of gifts in that plant. My best selling book is this one, which is which is a place where Black people live for slavery. They were forced to live in this area because they were not allowed to live in any other place. So this place was like a sunken neighborhood. If you were on the streets surrounding that community, the house in that hole, we call it, will come up to your waistline, and everything else was sunken even further in the ground. But the streets there were always muddy and always dark. So this is a great book, and it talks about the people in that neighborhood who live there. Everything is in this book. It's really special, so make sure you pick it up. And then you remember an African princess was kidnapped along with a member of her royal guard, and she took the boat. She didn't take the boat ride. They were forced to take the ride to America on a hideous slave ship. And we put you in this book. I put you in this book. In the slave ship. You will see what it was like. I did a lot of research on what happens to our people when they were enslaved, what happened to our people when they were enslaved. And this book characterizes all of that. And it's a journey of this African princess and the member of her royal guard and people she met along the way. She also had a child who kind of connected with her out of desperation because